There was only 40 of these cars made. Only 20 came to the United States. This color is, I think, absolutely perfect on this car. Maybe I can talk them out of it. We'll see how that works. And just one of the gentlest, smoothest driving cars around. A lot of brand new cars do not even have these kinds of features still. Hey everyone, and welcome back to DC MotorWerks. And today we've got in front of us a 2008 Mercedes-Benz CL65 AMG. And today we're going to show you why this one cost $100,000 more than a regular CL65. So for those of you with a keen eye, the telltale here will be this paint color. And this is called Alubeam Silver, which essentially would be like molten metal. Until this car, this paint color was only used on Mercedes' own show cars, so this was the first production model to receive it. This was done for what was the 40th anniversary of AMG, and there was only 40 of these cars made, of which only 20 came to the United States. So this is one of 20 cars of the already low production CL65. So this is the 6-liter bi-turbo V12 M275, as we've talked about in other videos. But with that said, let's pop the hood and look at that beautiful engine. So there you are, tightly packed in the engine bay, the 6-liter M275, making 604 horsepower in this application and 738 pound-feet of torque, or 1,000 Newton meters, whichever metric you like to use. One of the best parts, we'll go ahead and start up this V12 because that startup is one of the best in the business. First thing you hear after the startup is the engine fan screaming because it is 90 degrees out here and it is trying to cool off the cabin as fast as possible. But just have a look at the beauty of the big two-door coupe. I always liked the earlier version of this. This is a 216 chassis CL. They updated it later in the model range and I didn't quite like the facelift as much. I like the original look of these for the 2008, I think it's through 2010 if I remember right. Here along the side, pillarless coupe, and what we mean by that is there's no pillar here. So if you put down all the windows, which are of course automatic, you get a full open air experience as close to a convertible as you can. And these big body coupes are really underappreciated and they're pretty hard to find actually. I like them a lot and this would be probably the perfect spec for me. So maybe I can talk them out of it. We'll see how that works. But again, if you come around the back, just a great look. You've got the quad exhaust pipes. This color is, I think, absolutely perfect on this car. With the 20-inch wheels, just the whole look is really well put together. But even better is the special interior they put to the 40th anniversary edition. So let's have a look there. Don't actually remember what Mercedes-Benz called this interior. I know it was an exclusive to this car. Car publications at the time when this was released called it chocolate and nougat, which was super befitting to how smooth and sweet this interior looks with the quilting. And look at that, you just get a big lazy boy seat. But we'll jump in and check out the rest of the CL. So you do get the 220 mile-an-hour speedometer because this, like I said, was 600 horsepower. And here you can see some of the nice appointments as well. You get a 1 out of 40 badge with the real carbon fiber trim. You get a nice logo there that it is the AMG 40th anniversary. So while I'm not a big fan of carbon fiber, it does look very nice in this car. So in 2008, right about the starting MSRP on a CL65 AMG was right about $200,000. Which was exactly the same as the car we have next to it today. This is a 2008 as well. Bentley Continental GT Speed. So this is the high performance version of the Bentley Continental GT. So it has about 50 horsepower more than the standard one. It's 600 horsepower in this model, almost exactly the same as the CL65, but the CL65 has almost 200 pound-feet of torque more than the W12 in the Bentley. But still fabulous. You can see some of the interior materials are very similar to the Mercedes, even though this is technically considered a higher mark as a Bentley than just a lowly Mercedes. I wish you could smell it through the camera, because the smell of these real leather in both of these cars is amazing. You can see the Speed logo there, and plenty of wood. It is just a gorgeous place to spend time. Again, a pillarless coupe. These would have been direct competitors back in 2008. And like I said, if you weren't going to spend the extra $100,000 for the 40th anniversary package, these would be direct competitors. Same price, you know, similar power output, and similar equipment. I always don't like about the Bentley Continental is that there is no sunroof, which I like the open air experience, and the pillarless coupe helps, but the lack of a sunroof is a little bit of a bummer for me. Of course, the CL65 does sound quite a lot nicer as well, in my opinion, but we'll let y'all decide. We'll fire them up real quick for you. One thing I do really like about the Bentley is the more kind of cockpit style feeling. You can see here with the kind of double binnacles, you get one for each passenger. Kind of gives it a little more closed in compartment feeling. Kind of contradictory for a 5,200 pound Super Coupe. Makes it feel a little more sporty, even though you definitely feel the weight when you're driving this one. Another neat feature about the Mercedes, if you have everything open, even if we open the sunroof here on the nice Alcantara suede headliner compared to the leather on the Bentley, if you hold the recirc button while the air conditioning is running, all the windows, even the sunroof, will go up all together. So a super neat feature that you don't have to hit every individual button. So like I said, Mercedes thinks of everything just about, and makes quite the fabulous car. But let's go up and down the road, and we'll give you all a little bit of this experience in the big body coupe. So you can see in the CL, a lot more expansive in here, a lot more space. You can see it's a little more driver centric. So everything on the dash is kind of pointed towards the driver. You even can adjust the command screen here to point more towards the passenger, or the more important person, of course, the driver. See, we got a nice IWC clock in here. The 221 and 216 chassis S classes and CLs were just really nicely appointed, really nice switch gear, very nice place to spend time, and just one of the gentlest, smoothest driving cars around. Like I say, you get to open all the windows. If it weren't, we're reading 102 outside at the current moment. You can put all the windows down and open the sunroof, and you can actually kind of fit someone in the back because it is the big coupe. You can see it is just nearly silent in here, and with the active body control hydraulic suspension, they actually were very reliable in the ABC Plus, which was a 2007 model year and later ABC cars. Is much more reliable, and the ride is absolutely fabulous. Smooth, and yet can still corner completely flat, whereas the Bentley feels a lot weightier, even though these are about the same weight. I actually think this is a little heavier. Everyone I take in a V12 car, because I've had one for about 9 years now, is that they say it feels like a jet, that you just get pushed in your seat, plenty of torque, there's no drama. Just get that little bit of whir from the V12, and you get shoved back into your seat. And you don't get let up either. Even over triple-digit speeds, you're still pretty well planted into your seat. We've got our nice ventilated seats going, and what was nice when the 221 and 216 came out is that if I hit this little button here that says R, and I hit that, it actually turns on the passenger side ventilated seat or heated seat. And I can even move cameraman Tony around at my own whim by controlling his seat for him. It's a lot of fun to mess with a passenger. The seat just starts moving. Or you just, my favorite is to turn on the heated seat, especially on a hot day like this, and not say anything. And you just see them start looking around and wondering what's happening. But see here we've got our AMG menu, which is my favorite, that shows your current gear, which this is still the 722.6 5-speed transmission because it was the only one that could handle the torque. The 7-speed was not quite built to handle the torque until the next generation of CL or S-Class Coupe and S-Class was debuted. But you get your oil temperature and your battery voltage as well, because we always like to make sure the oil is up to temperature before running the car too hard. See there, even on 20-inch wheels, it is just super comfortable. And if we get into the throttle a little here, you just get that shove into your seat with endless power. May not quite be electric fast, but this is probably about as close as you can get to that feeling in an internal combustion engine with just how smooth the V12 is. Here you've got all your different seat settings. So if you look here, just you get a quick button to go to the seat settings, and up on the command screen here you can see all the different adjustments. You can see what's lit up in red, orange, what it adjusts, and these are, I call them Ziploc bags, but they're air bladders that will inflate. Do your seat back sides, you got your lumbar adjustment, and even a shoulder adjustment. And what's neat, you get the drive dynamic seats, and what that will do will inflate the side bolsters to counteract your body movement when you're going through a corner. And then pulse mode are your different massage settings. And of course we like it fast and vigorous, even though it's still not fast and vigorous, because at the end of the day you're just inflating a Ziploc bag in the seat. But it does do the job. I mean, while you're on a long road trip, it is nice to have something of massage after sitting in the seat for hours on end. And here you can see we can even further adjust the climate control. We can change our footwell temperature, so if you want it the same as your current setting, you set it to 0. If you want it warmer, you go up. I like it a little cooler, so I go down. Then you can also change your airflow setting. So this is how the air comes out of the vent. So do you want it focused to go directly at you? Do you want it in the middle, or do you want it to diffuse the air so it's not blowing straight in your face? And it does make quite a difference. I'm not quite the biggest fan of the diffuse setting when it's this hot. Usually the focus setting is nicer in the summertime. All the features you could want, especially from a 2008 model. A lot of brand new cars do not even have these kinds of features still. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the 40th anniversary CL65 AMG as much as I do. I wish I could take it home with me, because this is about as good of a car as I think you can get from Mercedes-Benz with the big body coupe. But let us know what you think down below, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.